Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I finally got the drive shaft for the Cobra back from the drive shaft shop. Got balanced and U-joints checked and everything. They tell me it was quite a bit out of balance. You can see usually the weights, they only put like 1 and they had to put 2 and 2 on the other side there on the bottom. So more than likely that's what damaged the belt or the tail shaft housing on the transmission. I went to the store and got the seal here, and I did end up buying the kit that comes with the bushing that goes inside of there, and hopefully I think that's the right one. It looks like the right one. So I just wanted to make sure that this looks kind of worn out in there, and with all the vibration, I don't know if it kind of wore it down. So gonna put this in there, and obviously the new seal as well. This one hopefully it's not too hard to take it out. I should just be able to punch it in, take it out, and then put the new one in. So I'm gonna do that now, and then I will be putting this back into the car today, and then hopefully next, doing the drive shaft, put the exhaust back on there and all that. So that carpet, I ended up ordering a new one because it stunk really bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this now since I got the drive shaft back. Alright, so I put the seal on the transmission side. Now I'm gonna crawl under here and see what I need to clean up. So I think there was silicone RTV on the housing there, so quite frankly, I don't even see anything in there. I don't know. It must have been all in the housing and it came off when I pulled it out. So, alrighty. Guess we'll clean up the dirt around here. I think there was silicone at some point in here, but like I said, I think it all pretty much was stuck to that housing. Got some brake cleaners here, so use some of that. No, these gears look pretty nice and clean, so hopefully everything in here works pretty nice. The hard part's going to be pushing this housing in, lining this up with that block and keeping the block in there without it, you know, wanting to go all over the place. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab some RTB silicone, put a bead all the way around. This has an O-ring here, so I don't have to worry about this. And then I'm gonna put that little block in the housing. Somehow I think I'll have someone help me on the top, or someone just help me here on the bottom, but because that has to be held on while we push it in. So we'll do that, get this in here. I gotta clean up the bolts real quick, and hopefully we can get this on there pretty easily. Alright, so I got the shifter here. So this is the part that's gonna be a little bit hard, especially, you know, if you want to do it by yourself. So so you can see in the transmission there's some little dimples and slots. So the way, this is where your shifter goes in. This rides on that shaft that comes into the transmission. Backside it has this spring, and there's this ball that goes right there. So this ball goes into that little, one of those little dimples there. So pretty much the way you have to do this is, you know, and I'm assuming I haven't done this before, so put the ball in there. That's first one. Make sure that spring is lined up on top of it, like so. And then you're gonna have to push it down and then push this whole housing in there so that shaft goes in through there. Once the shaft's in there, you should kind of hold it in there. But once it's all the way in, then you probably are gonna have, you know, have to push it in to that center spot, and then drive this little pin on the top. But yeah, that's how, you know, that's how the shifter pretty much has. This ball goes right in here, so, you know, when you're in the center and you move it from like to first or reverse, that's what kind of makes it, you know, be rough. When you put in gear, it goes into each one of those little balls, so that's how you know it's in gear. So I think that's the hard part, just, you know, making sure this is in there. And I don't know, I guess that way this ball doesn't fall out. So we'll see how hard that is. It might take a few times to get it right. So we got the drive shaft pretty much on there. I still need to jack up the transmission, but we got the tail piece on there. Just waiting for the RTV to kind of dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna finish bolting it down. Got the jack, so we're gonna jack up the transmission so we can put the cross member and tranny mount and all that on there. So everything is looking good so far. Didn't have too much trouble putting that piece on the tail shaft in. It's just a matter of taking your time to line it up and make sure it goes all the way in. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put some thread locker on the bolts for the drive shaft here on the back, and then tying them down. And then once we do all that, probably start putting that X pipe back on there. All right, so got everything bolted on. Got the cross member here, transmission mount. I am putting new rubber pieces here that I had from other car. I'm not gonna put this one all the way until I do the H pipe, but everything is bolted down. Drive shaft, I did put some Loctite on those bolts. What I was noticing also, from what I heard, is bad engine mounts will cause this to crack. So I was looking at the driver's side mount, and I do notice, I don't know how good you guys can see here, but I should flash a light here. I did notice that the mount is a little bit cracked there. And if I put my pry bar in there, I don't know how well you can see, but the whole engine moves around quite a bit. So I'm guessing the motor mount, at least this side, is shot, possibly even the other side. So what I'm going to do is go to the front of the engine, jack up the engine carefully and see if that is loose. If it is, I'm going to order new mounts, just because I don't want this transmission, you know, I don't want a chance at cracking or anything. So I am going to fill this with oil. I don't know if I have any. If not, I'm going to go buy some now. And just to make sure, because before it was just seeping, you know, sitting there. So if I start seeing a puddle of oil, then, you know, might as well not even keep going forward. Just order that tranny I was going to order. So let's see what happens with the oil.